Check, 1 2 1 2. This is the Live and Level Gamers podcast. And what you're listening to right now is Erykah Badu laying down the vocals. I have my crew with me. Keith Norris, K-Bum 20, yours truly. Hopefully D2K jump in here soon. So we about to do this. Free viewers, listen. I didn't see nobody better than me. Had dreams of ripping mics on MTV like a star center stage. Grammy in hand, album of the year. That was my plan. In the mirror, like boy, you fly. Fitted cock to the side, yeah, I'm on my TI. Popping my collar, call me E40. Killing these rappers, they ain't got nothing for me. I was straight dreaming, straight fiending for the money and fame. I was straight scheming in the church, not listening to the words say. Too busy trying to heal them with the wordplay. Okay, let's go. Y'all ready? I like that beat. Y'all can unmute y'all mic. What y'all doing?
My bad, I'm eating, man. What's going on?
Nothing much, man.
I was letting you float, bro.
Man, I'm trying to get my rap juices back, man. I'm feeling it now.
Sound good.
Trying to get it back, Keith. Been on hiatus for a minute. Cat's been pulling at me. Got a few little shows they've been trying to get me to come to, so I'm trying to get the lyrics back up. So I wish I had beats like this. I don't know I can't make beats like that. Anyway, what's been good, fellas?
Life's good.
This is the right type of beat to talk about life, ain't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we need some more. We need some more beats like this, man. That's what we need in our music.
Yeah, we got
everything is trap
and mumble. Anyway, it's been I guess a noisy week in gaming right now, so we got a lot to talk about. But before we get into that, anything going on y'all way that before we get into that y'all want to talk about?
I got a chance to see MC Light tonight. I don't know if anybody's of age. You know what I'm saying? She was
MC Light.
Yeah, she came to the campus and blessed the mic. She wasn't rapping though. Like, it was more like motivation and stuff. But,
okay.
Yeah, it was
that's
cool.
That's still legit.
Yeah, she's short. She's real short.
Did she still have it though?
She said a few things with that had bars in it, but yeah. Man, I love her voice. So her voice is like
it's iconic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What about you, K-Bum? Anything before we jump into this? What you been gaming on?
Nah, bro. I've been just trying to make it through, man. I guess one thing, I guess I'm kind of past due, but I did celebrate 10 years of marriage with the wife in October. So that was
man, that's right. You got married before me.
Yeah, 10 years, bro. Celebrating with the wife, man. So
I ain't even get an invitation. That's crazy. I'm joking. Go ahead, man.
For sure. Yeah. So that was I guess a good thing. That's what we did the whole trip for. So for those who are listening on the podcast who are of age and maybe you have a wife and maybe you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, just make sure that you try to do something every day, man, to make them happy. The little things count. That's what I found out in 10 years. Just a little, listen to what they say and do the little things. So that's it for me.
Duly noted.
Okay. Man, I'm pulling up on it'll be 8 years of marriage next year. 8 years, man, of a beautiful. She down here right now. A beautiful struggle. I always take what's his name, Talib Kweli's album title. That the album he had, Beautiful Struggle. It has always been like how I describe, marriage is beautiful, but it's a struggle, man.
It's real.
So anyway, so let's get it in, man. Can you married, right?
Yep, think we're
How
going on
long
4.
has it been for you?
I think we're going on 4.
4?
I think 4.
Yeah, that's a big 4.
She can't hear me right now. I think it's 4.
You better know. Yeah, man. It'll be this coming year, summertime. It'll be 8 years, man. 8 years of marital bliss. Look at her. She ain't said nothing yet. Anyway, so let's get it in. Starting with Keith Norris. What you been gaming on, man?
Man, I've been playing that Mario Galaxy.
Galaxy.
You never heard somebody say that? Yeah, that's what people call it. Dope game. Man, it just brings me back to Mario Galaxy type games. I know everybody want to jump back to N64, but it really, to me, feels like Mario Galaxy. Very, very, very fun. But at the same time, it could be a bit tedious with all the moons and how some of them are very simple. I think, Level, you said something like that. They're very simple to get sometimes. And then there's some that's very hard. But like most Mario games, it's all about what you want to do with it. You can, run through the game, beat it, or you can try to go for the most amount of moons you can get. Very good game. But I had to take the game out for like a day or so because somebody wanted to play Splatoon. So I've been playing Splatoon, but I'm going to let him get into all of that. Other than that, just been Mario and Splatoon, man.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let K-Bum go last. Let me go next, K-Bum. You know what I'm saying? Since I always go last.
Do what you do. Do what you do.
As far as me, man, the same thing. Piggybacking on what Mr. Norris just got done saying, I have been playing that Mario Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way you can really describe it is a Odyssey. Yeah, Mario Odyssey. And you're right. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely in the vein of 64. It's like they took 64 and married some of the elements in Galaxy into it, some elements of Sunshine into it, but it's definitely 64. The moons are a little cheap at times, I would say. Something like when you can sit there and just talk to a person and they give you a moon. But it was one, I don't know if you ever done this, Keith, and I don't want to spoil it for nobody, but it ain't no big deal. It's just a moon. You know those Sphinx statues that you talk to, they ask you questions?
Nope.
You haven't ran into any other Sphinx statues?
No, I haven't got that far yet.
No, they in just about every stage.
Are they?
Yeah. They in the sand stage. They in every stage you go to just about. Well, man, I don't want to. Well, they ask you questions, and depending on you got to answer the question, it might open up a door for you and different things like that. So I just kept asking. I kept triggering it to ask me a question in this one particular stage, and it kept just asking me, random, simple, easy questions. And then it's like, okay, I got one more question for you, and it, I answered the question, and it gave me a moon. Yeah, so it's like just playing around. I got a moon just by constantly asking this Sphinx a question. I mean, trying to answer the question of the Sphinx, and like you could just run up a hill and there's a moon, or you can, it's crazy how easy some of these moons are. There's no challenge to them. But then, like you said, Keith, there's other moons that are challenging to get. You know what I'm saying? You got to really have your platforming skills on fleek. So I'm liking it. I'm liking the game design. I'm liking the cleverness of the stages. I'm on the stage right. How far are you, Keith? Let me ask that first.
I made it to New Donk City, the Metro Kingdom last night.
Metro Kingdom. Okay. Have you got a chance to experience the boosting flowers?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm finna say something here, man. Now, of course, I tried out the demo of Sonic Forces. And I was playing around. I didn't know that these flowers boost you. I forgot that they did. I seen it in the highlight. So I threw my cappy, hit one of the flowers, and it, if you hit a whole bunch of them in concession, your boost would last for a real long time. And I was just playing around with that, just running around on this particular stage I'm on now, where you can run on water and everything. I'm at the beach, and I got to think about it. I was like, Nintendo could probably make a great Sonic game based on the mechanics that they have in Mario that mirrors some of what Sonic does. Like when Mario hits the boost, you know, he sticks his hands out. You know what Mario doing. He don't run like Sonic, but it feels like how fast Sonic moving. I think it's time for Sonic to Sonic team to either ask Nintendo to help them make a good Sonic game or just give Sonic to Nintendo. I don't know. That was just a thought that came to me. But I enjoyed it. Also played some Splatoon with somebody who we're going to let him talk about that. And what else did I play? Got some Mario Kart 8 in with the family. And I posted a video about it. You know, talking about how on this platform, my mom, which is about to be 65, my daughter, who was about to be 7, and my younger brother, who was 35, all playing the same game, enjoying ourselves. All these generations are sitting in the same room, enjoying the same game. And I was like, can that really happen anywhere else? That was a question I was going to ask you guys when I ask it later. But that's one of my thoughts for tonight. I want to ask that. And what else did I play? That's about it. That's all I played. So Mario Odyssey, Godyssey, some Splatoon, and some Mario Kart 8. I got that in, and that's been about it. So I'll give it to K-Bomb.
Hold on before you go. Nintendo actually did help with a Sonic game, and that was Sonic Lost Worlds. I don't know if you remember that game, if you still got your Wii U.
I remember.
To me, it was probably one of the most structurally sound Sonic games. The only problem was he was just slower than normal. But other than that,
I remember. I played it. My problem with that game was the world that they put Sonic in was more built around for platforming, not for Sonic speed. And I don't know if that was Nintendo's choice or whoever was helping from Nintendo, or that was Sonic team choice. I think if Nintendo had Sonic and just could make a game for Sonic, if you take Sonic, give Sonic its speed, but give it Nintendo's type of controls and some of the magic that Nintendo pulls off, like I'm saying with the little tulips and how Mario hit one and he running speed at pretty fast speeds, I'm pretty sure Sonic would be pretty dope in their hands. I'm pretty sure they can pull it off. But anyway, we could pick it back up later. But I don't. But yeah, man, I remember that game and I didn't like it. I don't know why I didn't like it, but I just didn't. It wasn't bad though, but it was better than Forces to me. But I didn't end up buying it. I ended up passing on it. So, but anyway, go ahead, K-Bum. We can talk more on that.
No problem. Yo, what's up, everybody? Your boy K-Bum. So, so for those who may have missed the last week podcast, just recapping, your boy got a Switch. So that's what everyone was trying to allude to. For those who already know, you're going to hear about it again. Because I wanted to see what this Switch thing is all about. And so I went to my GameFly, put a game in the queue. Good old Splatoon. I got it sometime last week. And I made your boy stop playing that Mario game to come play me some Splatoon. So I've been playing that. I played that a little bit before I got a chance to hit up with him. It's funny because it was actually my first time docking the system. I know me and Level kind of talked about it a little bit, but the majority, about 95% of my game time has been in handheld mode and not docked. So I guess I'm using the benefits of the Switch by doing it like that. But anyway, we got some Splatoon in with keeping some level, and it was funny. It was fun, and it was funny. Just going through your boy Level. I got some good shots on him. He got some good shots on me. He has a particular gun that he likes to use, and if you get close enough, you will get got. That gun is a pretty much beast. But he likes to play the safe route, and he likes to paint the area like he Picasso. But me on the other hand, actually me and Keith on the other hand, we like to make them take them headshots and take them bodies put them bodies on the floor. So I know Keith was putting in that work. Putting that work, taking people out, and I was no slacks myself, putting that work in, rocking the dual.
Wait a minute, hold on. So you trying to say I wasn't putting in work?
No, let me finish. I'm gonna get there. Let me finish.
I was gonna say.
Let me finish, bro.
I thought you finished.
No, I'm not gonna down you, man. I'm gonna give you a prop, man. And so when it comes to taking people heads and putting bodies on the floor, me and Keith was putting in that work. I had the dual guns. I don't know what they call, but I was rocking that. Not dualies, not putting too much paint down, but I'm taking people's heads off. I'm doing that. And so we did that. But it's funny because while I look at the score sheet, your boy Loverhead was always on top. And when you look at his kill count, he ain't killing nobody. But he like I said, almost every game, man. One game I think he had like 2,000, man. He was putting in that work, so I give him props for that. Because the part of the game is not kill. It's not a death match. You have to paint the board. That's a part of the game. And so there's different ways to attack it. Some of it is taking people's heads off, like me and Keith wanted to do, and other pieces doing like level, which is mostly make sure that you're painting the board and leading the way for others, and then take the kill shots if you got to, but focus on make sure you're getting the paint down. That's how you win. And so that was legit. So it was fun when we actually were able to play together. But here's my critique of Nintendo: is that you gotta have a party system, man. Even in non-ranked games, there's no way where we should be playing the odds game, throwing a crapshoot on if we're going to stay on the same team or not, depending on how the system want to split us up. I mean, it's just it makes no sense to me. And I know we talked about it a little bit beforehand, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Maybe we have another segment we can talk about it.
We can talk about it. As I told you, I wanted to talk about it because you.
Yeah. So I know I heard rumbles of people talking about Nintendo wants to get into the E-League and type stuff like that, and they want to do that. But, you got to have some things that are standards in gaming, and party systems and being able to party up and play with friends has been a standard for maybe like a decade now. And the fact that this game in 2017 doesn't do it, to me is an issue, is a problem. And it kind of hurts the replayability of it if I'm constantly getting matched up with not my teammates.
Random.
With randoms, yeah. And so right. I have an issue with that, especially with the fact we can't even talk. We gotta call on the cell phone in order. That's a different story. But
no, go there.
I mean, okay, all right. Because I'm late. I don't want to be the guy that's sitting here dumb Nintendo. Your boys in the comment section going like K-Bomb, just want to flame Nintendo. No. But
I think they agree. I think most would agree with you, and I'm with you. So I think we all in agreement on this. So go ahead.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to go to a whole different way of communicating just to communicate on a video game that already has voice chat, and I shouldn't have to do a complicated, convoluted way to talk on it. I understand that there's an app and we can do all that, but I'm sorry, man. It should be a system. It should be something that should be taken care of. Other people are doing it very similar, if not better, and this shouldn't still be an issue. But outside of that, the game is fun. Platoon is fun. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite shooter, but it's definitely something I can get on with some friends and play when we do get matched up together and play and have fun. And the point of gaming is to have fun. And so if you're having fun, it doesn't matter if the graphics doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. I mean, it is, and I'm sorry, it is kiddie with the way the graphics look. But I have no problem as a grown man playing. I have no issue with it. It looks fine. It looks absolutely fine. And I have no problem with my graphic horniness playing this game. It's fine. I have no problem with it.
Let me jump in on this, man, because I'm going to tell you the truth. Before playing with you, me and Keith used to play all the time. We'd talk while we was playing, but we were just chatting it up and playing. Sometimes we would be on the same team. Sometimes we wouldn't. But playing with you and Keith took me back to when It was one night, me, John Shaw, and Jedi Knight got on the old original Splatoon, and we were on. I think we was on either Google Hangout or something. I think it was Google Hangout, and we was talking and playing through the game, but when I played with you, you come from the background. I'm pretty sure Keith does too, but since Keith is used to how Nintendo games are, me and Keith approach the game generally the same. We just jumping in, inking up some stuff, splatting some folks when we can, and just laughing. You came in with a strategy. Hey, staff, Level, I'm going to follow you, right? Yeah, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to take out these dudes while you inking up the joint. And I was like, you know what? I like this because I'm sitting up here. Now I know what my partner is doing. I know what he's thinking, and I can react. And at one part, you was like, Level, turn around, man. He got you from the back, and he got both of us. And I was like,
smoked us.
Yeah, so it was like, it was me and you playing. Then Keith jumped in, and then you got three people basically coordinating their movements, working together. Then all of a sudden you'll be disrupted because either K-Bum will be put to the other team, or I'll be put on the other team, or Keith will be put on the other team. And then here we are, broke. And I was like, you know what, man? K-Bum, I can't disagree with you, bro. It does need to be handled in a way that if I want to stay on a team with my partners, I want to stay on a team with Keith, Level, and K-Bum, that should be able to be done. And I should not have to use Google Hangout or Discord or cell phones to talk to you guys. I should be able to do that straight through the system. So in all honesty, man, that moment, even though I agree with that position before you say anything about it, that moment playing with you and Keith and how you was approaching it, I was like, dude, this is how I felt playing the division. This is how I felt when I was in there with you and my boy King Cooper and John Shaw and all the other dudes we met. That strategic teamwork, basically, calling out things, letting folks know where folks coming from or watch out. It brought a whole nother level of I guess, intrigue and immersion to the game. And I was like, man, that's how I want to play Splatoon from now on. I don't want to go back to just jumping in, randomly playing. I want to have that, let's talk and let's communicate what's going on. And I felt like when we was all on the same team, I don't think we ever lost when we was on the same team.
No, I don't say that.
I don't think we lost at all.
No, I was just gonna echo that because I don't think we lost when we was on the same team. When they split us up, then like you said, it disrupted everything. But when we was on the same team, man, we was beast mode for real.
So I was sitting there like, man, K-Bum, because like I said, if it was just me and Keith and anybody that typically plays, Nintendo, this game, we wouldn't have probably approached it so strategic and strategized and trying to map out who gonna do what and what going. And I'm pretty sure we ain't the only ones was doing it. I'm pretty sure there are other groups that play like that. But I know I never approached Splatoon to that depth of where K-Bum's like, Level, I'm just gonna stay behind you, man. You ink, and I'm just gonna take cats out as they trying to get to you. And all I gotta do is worry about ink. And it made the game more fun because I'm having to take cues from K-Bum. Hey, Level, watch out, back up. Wait a minute, turn around. He coming from behind you, man. Turn. And I'm like, oh man, it made my whole immersion go to a whole nother place. And I think we played for what, about 3 hours?
Something like that. We played for a good little minute.
So yeah, I agree, man. I think that's something. And to go, I guess, go into some of the topics, unless you got some more games that you played. I don't want to go here yet.
None, just the regular Zelda. Very little Zelda, actually. I did have someone to bring up, but I can hold that for later.
Yeah, go ahead and bring it up, and I come back.
No, it's like a whole different conversation. The VR guy, he got a Switch.
Oh, okay. Let me say this, then we go back to that.
Yeah.
So, thinking about what you said, there was a article or I think Reggie came out and talked about the online services. And if you know anything about the 4.0 update for the Switch, it added in the ability to have wireless USB based headphones. And so the question is Nintendo going away from the current setup with needing a phone? Because no one is using the app. Like, that's one of the things that's out there. No one is using the app at all. It's getting like literally no use. So they saying the question is being brought up: is the app now just a stopgap till Nintendo gets the actual infrastructure for the online services worked out? And then from there, we will get online that is actually, because when you hook the USB based wireless headset up, a volume comes on your screen. Like, this all came in that update. So you actually can use wireless headsets with your Switch. And it's also showed a while before that it showed that through when you play locally, if two people brought a Switch, they can communicate via voice chat right through the system. So it's in there. It's just being blocked at the moment. So the thought is Nintendo might be revising and changing some things up based on the complaints and the functionality of what they got now doesn't work, and the fact that no one is using the app, that they are totally revising some things. And I got a reason I'm saying that. I'm going to, before we go there, I want K-Bun to go ahead and talk about a VR guy. Then I'll bring us to our first topic because I think it plays into it. But go ahead, K-Bun. He got a Switch, huh?
Yeah. So his thing was because he's the party guy house. Which means when everyone comes over his house to throw a party. I mean, to play games and party. And so he's supposed to have every system. His friends are like, man, you got to have the Switch out of all people because this is where we come to play games. And so he said to himself, if they actually did a bundle with Mario, he was going to buy it. That's what he said himself. They do a bundle with Mario, he's going to buy the Switch. And lo and behold, somebody did a bundle with Mario, so he went ahead and got the Switch. And so he's been playing Mario. He likes it. He likes the game. He
said, it don't take long.
No, not. He didn't say the Switch.
He likes Mario.
He said he likes Mario.
He liked the Switch.
We talked together about our disdain, because I've said this to you guys on the air and definitely off the air that eStore is absolute trash. And he seconded that the eStore, it took him forever to be able to find exactly what he was looking for. And then he also does not like the operating system because and I was telling him, which I kind of agree, because I know Nintendo went for a streamlined type of feel and look, but if you miss the mark on streamline, what you actually get is bare bones. If you miss the mark on making something streamlined, what you actually get is something that looks very bare bones. And so I agree on both his points that I do not like the operating system, but I didn't like the operating system of the PS4 when it first came out. They did some changes to it. It's much better now. So let me not say I'm just hating on Nintendo. I didn't like the PS4 when it first came out, but I don't like the operating system, and I do not like the eStore. And so he shared the same thing. But other than that, he said he enjoys Mario. I mean, he has absolutely no complaints about it. He enjoys the game. But he said if he had to complain one thing, it was about the double mapping of the buttons and how you could have used some of those double mappings to do some of the things you do with the hat. So you have to rotate it to make it do certain thing and flip it up to do a certain thing. And he said he's been having issues the whole time with being able to do that. And he said you could have used some of that mapping to be able to do some of that motion. And he said you understand about the feel of flicking, how you flick it up, it goes up, but still he says he's had trouble doing that. And the last thing he marked.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay. And the last thing
I was going to say.
Go ahead, Level.
Go ahead. I was going to say that the combination of buttons and motion controls all in one is kind of like I was playing with the Joy-Cons, and you do get a different experience when you play with the Joy-Cons attached and you can flick Cappy how you want to, but the motion controls is not as accurate. Like, so if you want to throw the hat down, sometimes when you do the downward motion, Mario throw the hat up. You know what I'm saying? Or when you want to throw the hat straight forward, he'll throw the hat down or throw the hat up. So there's a lot of chances where you won't do what you're trying to do. So I went back to the Pro Controller, and if I swing the controller to the side, he gonna do the round. The hat's gonna do the 360 roundhouse around me every time. I don't have to try it. I think because the Joy-Cons, you have to move both hands in a unison motion, whereas with the Pro Controller, since it's one controller, all you do is move the controller, and it does it. It's almost like 6 axes to an extent, but better. And I do like the you do feel the HD rumble. Like, this is one of the first games that I really noticed the distinct details of the HD rumble. I didn't get the games that really showcase the HD rumble. I haven't really played any games that really put it on display. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Mario does. Like, there are some parts where you walking over sand, over the ground, and there might be a moon under there, but it's in a certain spot, and based on the rumble in your controller, and it moves right to left. So when I had it in the Joy-Cons, I would notice that when I walk one way, it would rumble harder, and you could feel the rumble on your right hand, but it would rumble real hard and roll around in your left, and you can literally feel the rolling. And then you'll walk, and as you walk back, you get, you know, that hot, cold, whole game of hot and cold. As you walk back, you'll feel it, the sensation build up in your right hand at the top of the controller. Then it might roll down to the bottom, and it was depending on what part, how close you was to it, and if you was at the right, left, or north or south, it would rumble in that area. And I was like, whoa! When I first experienced, I was like, whoa! I didn't know that it was that detailed in sensation, and it's the exact same detail even with the Pro Controller. So I went back to the Pro Controller, and I tell him, if your boy got a Pro Controller, if he don't, I would tell him.
That's what I told him. Is to get the Pro Controller, but he said because he's the party house, he's gonna have to get another Joy-Con, another set of Joy-Con, and a Pro Controller, because he has to make sure he has the games in the house. So he was kind of upset at that. That I mean, at the price of those controllers,
it ain't cheap, man.
And he shared the same sentiments of me, that, and I know I told you guys, I don't know if I said it on the air, but the controller that comes with the game is absolutely trash. That thing is trash.
Well,
What's
your
that?
boy.
What's that?
The controller, the little docking controller that comes with the game, is absolute trash.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Go ahead, Keith.
I made a video showing how I use it. You can find me. I don't even know my name on YouTube.
I'll go find you then, bro.
But yeah, I made a video on how I use it and how I think it could help people use it with big hands with their controller. I just wanted to echo something that you said about the eShop. It is trash. It really is. It really is trash. Because early on, when there weren't that many games, it was cool. But now the Switch, believe it or not, has a lot of games. That was a lot of games.
And a lot of games that you have never heard before if you're not on the indie scene.
Exactly. So it's like you just shuffling and going through all of this stuff. And I think this was Nia. She said this. I don't know if I heard her say it yesterday or something, but she was saying something to the effect of, I don't know if it was her, but why get rid of all of this stuff that you already had? Like the Wii U eShop was perfect. Like, I don't know how you felt about it, but to me, the Wii U eShop,
I like the Wii U eShop.
It was perfect. Everything was in the labels. You knew where stuff was at. Indie games were where they were supposed to be. You had your old school virtual console games. They were where they were supposed to be. They weren't mixed in all together. And you just looking at it like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? You knew where you were going. And like, I hope, like, it's early. I know Nintendo can fix it just like anybody else can fix it with some software updates and stuff like that. But man, they gotta get it together, because the eShop will turn you off if you don't know what you're going to look for.
Yeah.
Right, it ain't no organization to it,
at all.
And it's kind of bare bones. I mean, it ain't like you said. I don't know who said it, I think it was you, Keith, when you said when it wasn't that many games, it was fine. But now that it's a whole lot of games, when you're going through and then when they say you want to see the rest or you want to see more, and then it clicks and it just puts it to the side, and then it's just a long list. I'm like, wait a minute, bro, I gotta squint to see this stuff, especially if you're not in the dock mode. So yeah, but I'm gonna be honest though, I don't particularly like the stores on Sony or Microsoft's platform either. Like, I think Sony's is convoluted. Like, I think it's better than Nintendo's right now, but I get confused when I go into the Sony store, man. I'll be like, okay, you got VR, you got PlayStation, then you got PlayStation this, and I'm like, man, where do I need to go? And then it's free, then it's semi-free, and I was like, man, K-Bum, it was like, go download this one. We was playing NBA 2K18. They was all downloading this free game. It took me forever to find that. Yeah, Fortnite. It took me forever to find that game. Man, I was like,
if you don't type in the search, that's all you have to do. That's what I'm saying. Type it in the search.
You ain't familiar.
Yeah, you ain't familiar with
it. Yeah, but if you ain't familiar, you wouldn't. I don't go into the store much, so
yeah, it would take some time to find it. If you didn't do the search, it would take some time to find it. I agree.
They got so many. Like, I looked up. I tried to see if Drive Club was still free because I want to try it. I want a racing game. So I went through that, man. It's like just a long list of all different drive clubs. Like Drive Club Motorcycle, Drive Club this, Drive Club that. It was just, so I don't like none of them, but I would say Sony's and Microsoft is more legible and workable than Nintendo's at the moment. So
give me a filter. Give me a filter. That's all I was asking for with Nintendo. Give me a filter so I can narrow down my search.
Yeah,
and the filters on there is bad, and like it was just based on price and something else. Like
coming soon.
Yeah.
Marked down on sale. I think coming soon on sale. What's the other ones? Coming soon on sale, and something else. It's like, oh yeah, the actual what you can buy right now, and it ain't good. You're right. It's bare bones and it needs work. It definitely does.
Yeah, it's just something they can work on. I mean, I'm not dog on it, but it's something that they need to work on. Identify the problem, fix it, make it better. Like you have a good system on your hand. You have a system that is not, like I said, not the most powerful system, but it works, man. Like Zelda, our style or not, is a good looking game. Splatoon. Hey, I've been playing these the way that the game is set up. It's fine. It's not a problem that is some jaggies on the screen, that is not as technical sound, but it's still a good game, man. Like, I have fun playing it. I'm not still critiquing the graphics. I'm playing the game and trying to win. So they got a good thing on their hands, man. They just got to fix some of these issues and capitalize on what they got.
So let's do this, man, because I feel like this will work with this first conversation. So let's go to our first topic. So EA comes out, and I think it's gonna work because I want to go somewhere, because I almost did this video today. I had the audio recorded, but I wanted to actually. I was like, I'm tired. Most of the time I do the audio when I do my little quick videos on my phone, and I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I really want to record it on my Pro Tools and do it right. But I was like, I don't feel like doing all that editing, so I just like I talk about it on the podcast. So anyway, EA comes out and said, with an article, I guess they got interviewed and they was asked questions about the Switch. And they said basically that they're not in a rush to put any more titles on the Switch at this moment. They want to see what FIFA is going to do, and they want to also see what market or what appetite is there on the Switch, what the gamers there want. Now, and they said they want to wait till a year has collapsed or completed before they entertain putting more titles. So I was, of course I don't care, and I made my video like, honestly, I don't think anyone at this moment cares at all. So let's get that out the way. I don't care if the EA puts nothing on the Switch. I'll be honest with you. There's nothing EA has outside of maybe Madden. And do they got Need for Speed? Is that EA?
Need for Speed coming out this November, I believe, the new one.
Yeah. Madden and Need for Speed might be the only two games that I will be remotely interested in from EA. Everything else, I can care less. But I got to thinking about something.
Word.
And it goes back to what you said earlier, K-Bone, with the online services. And I want to ask the question, do you think, K-Bone Keith, that one reason I believe EA is not doing is because they can't do the microtransactions, the loot box, the loot crate stuff that they do on Sony, PC, and Xbox. They can't freely do that with the way that the Switch is set up with the online online services is not conducive for them to do what they want to do. EA is about trying to milk as much money out of the consumer as possible. And with the way that Nintendo has their online services set up, I don't think EA can take advantage of that the way that they do on both the Xbox, the PlayStation, and
mobile.
PC. Yeah, so that was my first thought. But then another thought hit me too, because I believe that is the reason why they're not as interested in the Switch is because they can't do that type of stuff. And then my second thought was, are they waiting for what I believe is a revision that is going to take place with the Switch online service? So I throw that key first to answer that first one, that first question I asked, and then and I throw it to you, K-Bump. Then we go to the second question I asked. So, do you believe EA is not doing the key because are not interested in the Switch because they can't do the microtransaction type stuff that they've been doing on the other platforms? Do you believe like that is the bigger factor? Not necessarily are they concerned about the success of the Switch?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of they can't do it. They can do it. It just won't be successful because if what people believe about Nintendo is true and that most of the fan base is kids, that's what people think, then kids aren't going to be buying the stuff. You know what I'm saying? They got to go to their mommy and their daddy and ask for, hey, can I borrow the credit card so I can buy these microtransactions? And that's just not the case. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, I do think EA looks at that and puts that into consideration of whether or not they want to move forward, because that's the model of the industry now. They want to move forward with microtransaction and nickel and dime you people out of their money, and Nintendo fans simply don't bite the bait on that. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
And I want to say this before you answer. There was they kind of put out what demographic was buying the Switch, and actually the biggest demographic buying the Switch is between 16 and 30, and then the second largest demographic was 35 through 50, and then it went below. So actually, the people who buy the Switch is actually the same audience and the same age bracket that buys the PlayStation and the Xbox and game on PC. So the Switch is in that same is trending and appealing to that same age group, 15, 16 to 30 years old. And then the second biggest was us, 30 and plus. And then after that, it was the kids. So, go ahead, K-Bun.
Hold on 1 second. I always do this. I'm sorry. There is that one game that EA has. It's called Faye or Fee. That did look dope. I have to give them that.
That's coming to the Switch, though.
That's coming to the Switch. But go ahead.
Yes, that's coming to the Switch. Yeah. Go ahead, K-Bun.
All right. The second question was about them revising, waiting for them to revise. Right? You want me to answer the second question or the first question?
You can ask, Keith answered the first one. You can answer the second one, or either one.
Cool.
I'll answer both.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the second one, that EA is waiting for a revision of the online services before they can do something like that to try to capitalize on the money. With that stance, I'm gonna say that I don't think that's EA plans at all. The thing is, when it comes to the online service, I know the online service isn't as robust for the Nintendo system as it is for the other guys, but I really don't believe that they would even have the knowledge or the want to make sure that they're putting the best game possible on the Switch. Because with that mindset, you're saying I'm waiting for revisions so I can put the best game possible on the Switch. These are the same guys who paraded around saying that the FIFA for 18 for the Switch is the best mobile game out there. Like, seriously, you're gonna brag about being the best mobile game when it's a console game. So I severely doubt that. So that is what puts doubt in my head that they're actually waiting for Nintendo to make something better as far as the online system before they put their flagship games on there. Not to say that, there's still work to be done, and yes, EA will want to find a way to milk the system. That's how they've been working for the past. They were the ones who kind of conned the whole Project $10. That was them. That was EA, and that was the tech, the rebuying game market, because they were still stealing a lot of money from the publishers. So they coined the Project $10, which what they did is that they had a different fee. They had a $10 charge for people. So if you bought the game new, it was free. If you bought it used, there was a $10 charge to play online, and it was a big fuss because people were like, "Why do I got to pay you to play online and play Sony to play online?" And so then I started doing DLCs and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't believe EA is making a smart decision for the best game possible, as in waiting for the system to get done. I think they're just dragging their feet because they want to make sure that there's an install base before they put games on there so they can make their money.
Keith, you got any response to that?
Nah, I think he summed it up pretty nicely.
Okay, I'm a kind of push back on that second part. I don't believe EA is waiting for no install base, man. I don't. I believe EA. I just believe EA doesn't see a way that they can milk, like Keith was saying earlier. They don't see the audience on the Switch as a milkable audience. So why bother? Like, somebody said it. I don't know if it was Keith. I don't know who said it. I don't know where I heard this at. But it ain't no shade at you, K-Bum, because I know you ain't that type of gamer. But Sony and Microsoft fan bases have been conditioned to be milked in that way. See what I'm saying? Like, they're used to these type of transactions, these type of microtransactions in games like loot boxes and DLC and all the other stuff that comes with that. They used to it, whereas I would say Nintendo, most people who buy Nintendo platforms, one, probably don't play those type of games on Nintendo platforms, not because they wouldn't, but because they've never really been there to be played. So you had to create that community to milk it. You had to really build that community up on the Switch with that fan base to milk them the way that you do the other two. So that would take time. You got to do them right before you can take advantage of them. You got to make a good game before you can actually milk them on that same game. So I think EA doesn't want to go through what they would have to go through to make it feasible to do what they do on the other two platforms. So they forget it. They don't want to make single player based games. Clearly, we saw that with with them taking the Star Wars from Virtual Studio. Is that how you say it?
Visceral
Studios, and they want to add multiplayer and all the, they want to expand it and add multiplayer to it. They didn't want a single player experience, whereas that's mostly what folks on Nintendo platforms will want, is games where like what we do with Mario, like what we do with Zelda, like what we do with just about every game that Nintendo and most games that come to Nintendo allows that fan base to do. You can get off into a single player experience without the need of even connecting to the internet if you don't want to, and you'll be fine and you get in the full game. Well, that's not EA's strategy no more. That's not EA's approach to gaming anymore. So why bother putting our game over here when we don't have the rapport, we don't have the following, they're not conditioned for our approach? Why waste my time? That's what I see. More so than waiting for because clearly, if you look at like the system is right at 7.8 million Switches out in the market. You can't say I'm waiting for the thing ain't even seen a year yet, and it's already close to 8-9 million.
Outselling Wii U already. Pretty much.
It's outselling Wii U and it's outselling every other platform. Basically, for the last few months, it's even been outselling the PlayStation 4.
Yep.
So it's the hottest item on the market. It's been consistent since the day it debuted, and with Mario Odyssey hitting, it's just going to escalate to even more sales, and they ain't even seen a holiday yet. So EA can't be saying, we want to see if it's going to have enough. No, you see that it has enough systems sold. So hence why Bethesda and all the others are starting to try to jump on. And of course Nintendo is paying for some of those games, but still, other companies are jumping on now, and there's a strong hint that maybe Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming. So
that'll be dope.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think EA just can't do what they like to do. So they ain't gonna bother with it, which I don't care. And dude, keep that over there. Don't bring that our way. That's how I feel about it.
I don't care either, but I'm sitting back and I'm trying to think about what EA has to offer, and I feel like they have priced themselves out of the market as far as like terms of budgeting. Like I'm looking at all of their games and what they have: Madden, FIFA, NBA Live. But all of the other games that's not those sports games, it's kind of like on a technical level, do we even really want to bring those games over? And what do we have to bring over? You know what I'm saying? They're not going to bring Anthem over. And I can't think of the last game that they put out that could be easily ported over.
Right. They budget-wise, it doesn't make sense. What they would need to make the money back doesn't make sense. And they can't make the milkage that they want to make. So all the way around, you're right, Keith. It don't make sense. Business-wise, their business strategy at this moment doesn't fit the Switch. Like I said, you gotta create a community that will accept that type of experience, and it's not there on the Switch yet. They've been training Sony and Microsoft and PC leaning individuals, not K-Bum, because everybody don't support it. But those outside of the K-Bums and other individuals are like all the Shaws and the Keith Norrises who own a PC, are myself with the PlayStation, Xbox. Those who don't mind throwing a few dollars here and throwing a few dollars there and buying loot crates and all they have successfully created a group that's gonna patronize them in that stuff. We clearly talked about that last week. They have to create that. They got to create that type of community on the Switch. They got to make it to where people will get used to that type of dynamic, which I don't think it exists there on the Switch yet. At least I don't. I guess you look at Amiibos and stuff like that, but it's different. It's the same thing, but it's a little different. You get a toy and all the, I don't want to, because I don't get the Amiibo attraction either, but still.
Me neither.
So, but let's move on, man. I think
good points, man. That was good. That was good points on it.
All right, so let's go to this next one. So I don't know how many of y'all saw this. Sony had their Paris showcase, and I'm just gonna say it, man. Sony got games.
Sony got games, bro.
They got games coming, man. So one of the ones that stood out to me, my boy King Cooper sent me a video of our trailer of The Last of Us 2.
Whoo, Lord have mercy.
Now, let me ask a question. Are these new protagonists? Is this a prequel or a sequel? Because I didn't recognize none of these people.
So I listened to the interview. And this is what I told people beforehand. You know, I go all out with games like this. Like I listen to the interviews that the developers actually give about games. That's why I was telling you about The Witcher. I was a big fan of Witcher beforehand, so I listened to the developer interviews. So that's how I get excited about it. But they were talking about how they wanted to show the first one. It was just about Ellie and what's the name? Ellie and got the other guy's name. It was just about them two. And they were saying that they wanted to show, and there were a lot of, people you met in the world, and they were saying that they wanted to showcase some of those people you met that you met in the world, because they created a whole world around them. They want to show you this world. I heard, so they never actually said that if these are new or old, if it's a prequel or a sequel. I didn't actually hear that part. But I did hear them saying that they want to showcase to you the different people in the world. But I've been hearing people saying that the girl with the muscle toned girl could be the little girl that you're working with in the first one. That's what I heard. I don't know too much about that. That's true or not. That's just the rumblings that I heard about that little cutscene they showed.
Okay, Keith. What did you see any of these games?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. I heard about it and I was like, let me go find some, look at the YouTube and see what they posted. For one, for me, Guacamelee 2. I don't know if anybody played the first one. Guacamelee is a dope indie game. It's in the Metroidvania span of games, I guess you could say. Very, very fun game. But I didn't really get a chance. I know some people mentioned that there was a new game announced by is it Insomniac?
Is it Ghost of
Yes, it's that game. It's the guys who made Infamous, Sucker Punch.
Yeah, Sucker Punch.
I haven't got a chance to watch it yet because I was just going through looking at stuff. I guess I'm gonna watch it after I get through talking.
Well, the concept of it is an open world game with a samurai foundation in the samurai lore, but it's open world.
I advise you to listen to the developer interview with that game.
I'm gonna send you the video now.
Yeah,
I'm on the YouTube right now.
Yeah, you're gonna understand a lot more about it by listening to the developers interview and find out why they went the direction they went. I'll wait till my turn, but something I want to bring up. But go ahead.
And the last thing, I have to look at The Last of Us 2. I don't even have a PlayStation. I did have a PlayStation 3. I played through the first one. I'm very excited about this game, but I don't know. Maybe I was sleepy when I watched it, but something about it didn't sit right with me, and it didn't look. I mean, I know it was just like CG.
Yeah, it was.
It didn't resonate with me. I was like, this seems very pointless. It seemed like they're. I don't know. I don't know how animations can overact, but it seemed like they was overacting to me. I don't know. It just seemed like it was just trying to go. It was trying to do too much, whereas it didn't seem natural. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was a little too overly dramatic, but
I can touch on that too. But
yeah, go ahead.
Well,
go ahead.
The point of that trailer, like I said, I listened to the developers interview. The point of that trailer was to showcase the strides they've made in showcasing the emotion that they can develop, they can deliver in their little in their games, in their cutscenes. it was to also show the strides that they made in facial animations in their games. That was kind of the point of that trailer, and they were able to showcase that, and I thought they did an excellent job in showcasing that. Even they wanted to showcase what they've been able to do graphically. If you saw the muscle tone, you see the little vein that goes down the girl's arm. If you saw when she was grimacing her face, you see the veins that pop up on your forehead when you get angry. For some people who are really skinny and you see their veins that pop up on their forehead, that you were actually able to see those details as you're watching the game. And I do want to say this. I don't know too much about that video, but almost everything since the first Uncharted that what are they? Who are they? That's
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog. Almost everything they do in a cutscene is in engine. I'm just gonna say that because remember we thought that Uncharted 4 when they showed that scene in the water when you first walked up and they actually showed the action of the game that is in engine. They've always done that since the first Uncharted. They've always showed it in engine. So I don't know. I don't know if that was CGI or not, but they do have a history of showcasing their game, even when it's like a cutscene like that, using in
game footage. I'm just saying, like, my thing is everything that you described with the vein in the forehead, the expressions of emotions on their face, and the muscle tension. My fear is a lot of times with these studios who can give you such an orgasmic, pleasing visual demonstration, forget to do the other stuff that needs to be done in the game, like the actual game. And as much as I love The Last of Us, I like The Last of Us. I felt like after a while, it got real repetitive. Like, it still looked good, but what you was doing did not really change up in any kind of way from what you did on the very beginning parts. Same thing with Uncharted. Great game. And that's why, like Uncharted 2, I thought they offered a lot of different, and I would even say 1, because I went back and finally played the first one, and it offered some differences as you went through the game. Like maybe one part you own a jet ski and you had to go up a like differences that force you to have to learn something different. Whereas everything beyond 2, you're basically doing the exact same thing from the open gate to the end, outside of trying to understand the storyline. And that'd be my concern with those games that be ultra realistic, paying so much attention to the details of a heartbeat being seen in the wrist of the arm, or you can see the blood vessels and the strain in the face. All that's fine, but don't neglect the actual game part. See what I'm saying, K-Bomb and Keith? Like, to me, I think these games are wonderful. I think these games are needed. I think these games really show what is possible with gaming, where we can possibly go in gaming. I would say even more so, especially on the visual front, than Nintendo does. Like Nintendo improves their formula. They always improving on their formula, but I had to give credit. Sony is trying to push gaming to a cinematic place it has never been, and they're successful at doing it. But don't neglect the actual game. Don't get so caught up on I'm gonna have them so blown away by the fact that
crisis.
Yeah, don't get
Don't be a crisis.
Don't be a crisis. That should be something we should hashtag. Don't be a crisis. but
I'll say this.
Go ahead.
Because I did enjoy The Last of Us more than I enjoyed any of the Uncharted games that I ever tried.
I did. Not too.
But I actually didn't have a problem with the gameplay of The Last of Us. Yeah, it was repetitive. Push this block, this crate, put it in water, slide over here, help Ellie across. Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, I know that wasn't what they were going for with the game, so I've already accepted it for what they were trying to do. Now, on behalf of what K-Bone was saying about the developer interview and what they were trying to do as far as like the veins and the emotion, I didn't feel any of that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if this is what they wanted and this is my first time going in it blind, of course I'm gonna go back and watch it with this extra knowledge that I have now. But my first time going into it, I didn't feel any of that. I feel like it was overacting. I feel like they were reaching too far to make it seem real, that it didn't seem real to me.
Because there's an aspect of realness that computer generated
Silicon Valley
can't capture what we as real humans see with our naked eye in reality. It's just like eyes. As real as the eyeball look, it doesn't look realistic. Like especially like look at 2K18. Man, them eyes be all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But they look good. They don't do what real humans do. And it's like, should we play? And I'm with you, Keith. I enjoyed The Last of Us more than I expected to, right? The storyline was great. The cinematics was great. The game was great. It was fun. I'll say the last 2 hours was kind of, I'm enduring it to get to the story, to finish the story. It stopped being fun. It started becoming a chore to me in some aspects, but it was still a great game. But again, I guess this. I don't want to go here because the people be. I don't know. I'm not gonna go there. So I think the creativity in the gameplay kind of is lacking because they so attentive to the visual orgasm aspects of the game. Like visually, they blowing you away, but gameplay they not giving you anything creative.
I'm going to say that is a failure that some video game companies have made, but I'm not going to go on a limb and say that Naughty Dog has made that same.
I'm not talking about Naughty Dog. I'm not
okay,
talking about
okay. I would say I don't believe that they've made those same failures, but I absolutely believe that some people who have gone through this place of spending all this resource, all this time to make sure that the games look good. And that's why I felt with Crysis, man. I was like, man, this game is amazing. It's beautiful. Blah 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 blah. And I get it. I'm like, I don't care how beautiful this world is. This game is trash. And so I do believe that sometimes there's a payoff because you want to reach that level of fidelity of the visuals, and you do kind of miss the forest and the trees in the forest when you don't pay attention to making sure that the game plays as well as it looks. And so right. I believe that is a sin that some game companies make. I don't fully, like I say, I know you say you're not making that point that Naughty Dog falls in that same void, same spot, but yeah, I do believe that some people focus too much and they do actually miss the mark when it comes to what was that?
Quantum Break. I thought the game had a lot of potential.
There you go.
Yeah. It looked very good, but and I played through it almost 2 times. I had to, but they didn't take it to where they could have took it, and then they wasted. I feel like they wasted money on the live action stuff. Like why is that even in the game? Like that's at first I thought it was cool, but then I was like, man, why is this in the game? They could have used this money to not pay these actors and just use their likeness and actually made better gameplay choices. But that's my opinion.
Let me get back over here. I went over there to see if I had already traded it in, which I have, unless it's upstairs. I never finished it, and like you said, Keith, it is a good looking game. I think it wasn't even 1080p. I think it was 720p, and it still looked good. Like K-Bomb, I would say in some facets it rivaled how Uncharted looked, but it was slow. It was heavy. And like you said, the cutscenes took you out of the immersion of the game, and it took too long to open up. It took too long to make sense of what you was doing. And I just said, forget it. You know what I'm saying? Like once I start opening up his powers, I just think by the time I really got to exploring his powers and his gifts, I didn't care no more. I was like, I'm done. Let's move on. So and it ain't even a long game when I was done. I think you could beat that game in like 6-7 hours. And I was done. And I probably could have beat the game in a day and maybe a day, so I could have beat it. But I just didn't feel like playing it no more. It wasn't engaging enough beyond the visuals. And I don't know. I don't know. That'd be my concern with a lot of these games. I would say the only one that I feel like is kind of doing it on both platforms right, I mean on both scales right, is Naughty Dog. I would say they kind of flirted with some mundaneness with Uncharted 4. I won't lie, visually it was but after a while the gameplay did start getting real. Like, man, I'm kind of tired of this game. They need to hurry up and finish it. And I never ever really said that, not even with 3. I never said that they need to finish this. I started saying that with Uncharted 4. Like, this should end. This needs to end. You know what I'm saying?
I think part of the problem is that they took the story in the place that it was going in. Because I said that too. I was like, whoa, there's another part? Because I thought we succeeded in doing what you said we wanted to do. And I'm like, oh, how you going to? It's like you just tried to extend the story for another segment. We could have wrapped the story up real nice right there.
Right. Yeah, it was
but they went back and everything. They went back for it. I'm like, why are we going back? We just did what we wanted to do.
Yeah. And I also think that they showed too much of the biggest highlights of the game we saw at the actual E3 presentation. Like, they should not have showed the part where you on the motorcycle, the part where you racing through the city.
Yeah.
Then he's sliding on them.
Yeah,
they should not have shown that.
That was probably the best.
Yeah,
the best cinematic in the entire game with that scene right there.
Yeah, they should have left that to you seeing that for the first time on your own. They ruined that, and I think that was the most standout-ish part of that game. Yeah, and it kind of ruined it too. So, but of course, when you're trying to sell the game, you want to show those type of parts. But if you only but I guess budget don't allow you to do too many of those parts. You know what I'm saying? So, because I don't know, man. I just hope that they not paying too much attention to what you described, but I think it's cool. But what was another game that stood out to you, K-Bun?
I think Key was talking first, I thought.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Man.
You said something about
the Japanese game.
I still gotta watch it.
What I liked, it was several things I liked. What they're trying to accomplish here is that they're not trying to, and they're trying to accomplish an open world game. And I'm gonna have to see how I'm gonna play this, because it's going to be similar to Zelda's open world, where they're not going to really try to direct you. So we'll see how much I like that. But just the premise of the game sounds amazing, and how they're taking a real world event and they're actually putting it in the game. And the fact that they are, if you paid attention to the voice of the enemy that was talking in the trailer, even the things he said was just like spot on. Some of the imagery that they made, that they created with some of the pictures, and even I remember, like, when I watched the video, and I guess the bad guy, I can say, the guy said, when you surrender, just when they did that pullback shot of the guy, I internally I said to myself, no, I ain't surrendering. I'm a samurai. I ain't surrendering nobody. I cut my head off. I got all empty about it, just because how they showed it and how they presented. One thing that actually somebody was saying, and I believe Torrance Davis actually said this on Twitter, and he was saying, should he get excited about a game, about them just showing a game without gameplay? Should I get excited about them showcasing a game without gameplay? And I remember commenting on the video game hers Twitter, saying absolutely you should be able to get excited about a game with no gameplay. Especially if you, and I said before, listen to the developers interview and how they describe the game and how they came about it and what their vision is of the game. I absolutely believe you can get excited for a game, especially when we have not seen a game like this since. I can't even say on a issue because that wasn't even really set in Japan like that. It was like a future rich type real life type thing. But yeah, no, I'm very excited about that game. I love the character that, even how Asian they made him. They didn't make him, kind of, not white, but not white.
European.
No. Do you know Mass Effect? The character from Mass Effect. He's created in a way that he doesn't look black and he doesn't look white.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? The Mass Effect guy, a Shepard.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
And they do that even with Cole McGrath, the guy from Infamous. He was made in a way that he doesn't look white, but he looks white and he looks black, so he can kind of work both sides. But this guy was absolutely created in the job.
He didn't look white or black, but he's.
To me, the way that the eyes looked, I mean, it was a.
Yeah, you're right.
It was a typical Asian with the fat lip, the fatty part of the eye that creates that the slanted look, which is it's just a fatty piece of fat that sits under the eye that creates that look. But he absolutely had that, and it looked very true to. And because even you saw the Mongols, that he looked totally different because he's from a totally different part of Asia, and he looks totally different than your lead character. And like they were trying to stay true to the source material, and that would make me very excited about the game. So I'm amped about that game. Is probably the one I'm most amped about, and seeing actual fighting gameplay of God of War almost through my computer through a wall when I saw that. I'm so excited about that. It looks amazing. I don't know what to say about God of War.
Did they say when the game coming out?
Was it first quarter or early 2018? I think it said.
So they don't know.
They said early 2018. I believe that's what he said.
Hey guys, life is getting me right now, so I'm probably have to step out. But I want to say something to you. Something you said, K-Bum.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said, should you be excited about trailers without seeing gameplay? Do you play strategy games like StarCraft, any games like that?
I used to play Age of Empires way back in the day.
You remember those trailers for those types of games?
Those bad trailers, yeah.
I remember
when it was like Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever, like Command and Conquer or whatever, when it was like real footage. You talking about those?
You went way back.
Okay.
I was just gonna,
my bad.
I was just gonna say that man, this comment in the comment section just threw me for a loop. Shouldn't have read that before I was trying to say this.
Go get it out, bro.
My bad. Some of those trailers for those StarCraft type games are incredible. But if you're not into those type of games, like if you just saw those trailers, you're like, man, that trailer looks incredible. I can't wait to see what that game is. And then you look at the game, and you're like, oh man, I don't want to play that. So
it's not what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's not what I thought it was. So I think you should kind of like hold reserve on some of the trailers when you're watching them and say, hey, that looks good, but I need to see gameplay because it may be an incredible trailer. Like even for a movie, that's an incredible trailer for a movie, but the movie was trash, or that game is something I don't want to play. So
I mean, go ahead, Love.
Prime example. You said it earlier. Sonic. What was that game on the Wii U?
Lost Worlds.
Yeah, the trailer for Sonic Lost World had everybody hooked until we got that demo.
Right.
If they would have never released that demo, everybody would have bought that game based on the trailer and how it looked. But when people actually got a chance to play it and saw the game fully being played, that game it failed because of that demo. They shouldn't, and I guess that's why they're not releasing demos as much, because the demo is the reason the game failed, not because of everything before. They were successful until they released that demo. So I agree with Keith. I think you should hold a little pause. You should be holding the pause button until you see some form of gameplay.
Now, see, I think we're talking about two different things, because going ahead and buying a game off a trailer is not what I'm saying. I'm referring to the excitement based off.
I'm even saying,
now I want to see more because of what I saw this trailer. Now I want to see more of this game. I'm not saying because of the trailer now I'm going to go out and blindly buy the game. But if a trailer gets you excited, says yes, this game's what I've seen so far sounds amazing. I can't wait to hear more about it.
But that's what I mean. Like you saying what I'm saying, you just saying a tad bit differently.
Okay.
You're saying like me, I'm saying, oh yeah, this is exciting. I want to see more. I want to see that gameplay. So I'm excited, but so yeah, you could be excited, but you shouldn't be so. But most people, when they get excited, K-Bum, they get excited to, I'm ready to buy the game. So I think that's what Torrance was saying. Like, should I be hyped for this game with the intentions of buying before I even see gameplay? That's what I think.
Again, Nintendo showed a title screen. That's my fallback. That's my fallback on everything.
Everybody here called that out. We called that out on here. We said, "Hey, that's just a fun." We ain't seen nothing yet. Why y'all getting so happy?
Hey, you would not.
Before Keith, was that Keith?
I said you would not see me on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. Before Keith get out of here, I want to throw this at him real quick to get his thoughts on it because I'm really curious. I'm gonna move the topic a little bit and give him a chance to hit it before, unless you just got to go.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I sent you this earlier, and I said we're gonna make it a topic. So apparently on Metacritic, on Assassin's Creed Origins, some users basically spammed the user-based scores to get the score up. I think the score was hovering around like a 69, somewhere around there, 69, and they wanted to get it up higher. So what they did was create a whole bunch of fake kind of respawning views, scores to get the score up. And I guess they found out at Metacritic and kind of had to go through and check which one were actually real users and what was basically copies, and had to correct the score so that the score really reflected what was actually real people. So the question I thought about this, like, is it that serious? Are we to the point to where it's so serious to us that we literally create fake accounts, create fake reviews just to get a score up on a game? Like, what does that say about gamers? Let's put it like that, Keith. Like, I throw it to you first, then K-Ball, you come in after. Like, when you read that, what did you think?
Is it that serious? For some people, it is, man. It still that bragging rights. Like we said, man, Mario Odyssey caused a lot of tears, and people were like, "Nah, we can't go out like that. The games that we really want, the games we really want to shine. We got to make them look good." But to be honest, it's very hard for me to find realistic user scores in Metacritic. You're either going to have overwhelmingly positive or you're going to have overwhelmingly negative. You're barely going to find that in between. And people need to get a life, man. Don't make fake user accounts trying to increase the score, because what you're really doing, you're hurting it for the next game. You know what I'm saying? Because people aren't going to trust it. People aren't going to want to accept what you say, because it's like, I know that it's kind of like what's the site, Wikipedia. People can go in and change that information. It's like, can I really trust this? So you're basically just wasting your time and my time by making these fake accounts. So no, it's not that serious, man. If you like the game, if you like what you saw from the game, if the gameplay is speaking to you, if Assassin's Creed is speaking to a person they really want to try it, they're going to try it. Your user score means nothing.
So when I heard about it, to me, it's I didn't think too much about it, because that's common practice to bolster up user scores, user review scores. I mean, companies do that on Amazon. They go out there and they recruit people to leave particular scores for their products. When I was shopping around for, I don't know what I was shopping for, but I was on Amazon shopping around, and I went to look at the reviews or something, and I saw something weird about the reviews. I'm like, I know the item wasn't that good, but it had really good reviews, and I started reading the reviews, and I can tell by the way they were named, the way it looked, that it was fake reviews. It was fake information, and they do that, like I said, to try to increase the likelihood of you buying it based off reviews. I mean, a lot of stuff, that's what people do. The first thing they do, they check out the reviews and make sure what they're getting is legit. And to me, it's common practice. It's just making its way to the world of video games.
Hey, I'm sorry, K-Bone. Hey, you guys have a good podcast, man. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.
All right, bro.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
But this is kind of weird to me, man. And I guess it shouldn't be but I guess I never really paid attention. Like, if we get to the point that where cats are taking it up on themselves to make up hundreds of false scores, review scores, user scores for a particular game, what does that say about the gamer psychologically? Like, are we seeing a lot of unstable people, or is this community in gaming creating unstable minds? That's the question I'm having, because I watch people lose their marbles. Like, I've never lost my marbles over a game getting a high score. Like, a game that okay, Uncharted gets a high score. I remember that one, like Uncharted 2 almost got 10s across the board. Uncharted 4 got a whole bunch of high reviews. I don't remember watching anybody dang near lose their marbles over it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people literally have conniptions on a microphone because Mario got high scores. Then I'm reading this post about people making fake accounts and just to make Assassin's Creed user score go up. Like what is wrong with us as gamers? And I know they don't represent all of us, but people outside of this hobby, this what we do, this pastime, this escapism, look at us like there's something wrong with us. Like when they see articles like this, or they run across a video and somebody screaming at the top of their lungs because a video game got a high score that they didn't think should have got it. That's weird to me. I don't know, man. It's just strange to me.
I don't like this thing here. I don't nod it to the video game community. Like I said, this is something that I've seen first outside of the video game community, and something that's making its way into the video game community. As far as the fake reviews, but the part where people, I know you sent that one video of the guy losing his stuff about. I'm not going to name the name of the person video we watched.
You can name him.
Nah, man, I'm not even.
You don't make me say his name. Shoot, I listened to about 4 or 5.
Foolishness, man. Over a high score, and you don't understand why. And like that part is all video. It's video games. I mean, that's we can chalk that up to ourselves. That is us.
Yeah,
we can't get that for anybody else. But yeah, man. Like I said, that practice is something that's being practiced, and there's actually companies, I believe, you can shop around and talk to go to your site, go to different sites and give you fake reviews. Like, no joke.
Man. Okay, so that's an actual thing that goes that even done outside of gaming.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, then that makes me understand it better, because I was like, man, I ain't never heard of this on on like Rotten Tomatoes and none of that stuff. I never ever heard them.
Well, not the user reviews, but the main reviews people look at on Rotten Tomatoes is the critic reviews. A lot of people don't take the user reviews and use it against movies. They usually just look at the critic reviews and then they use that.
Yeah.
But
I do that pretty much with I don't look at reviews too much anyway. If I like a game, I'm getting it. If I don't, I don't. But if I do look at Metacritic, I never look at the user rating. I look at the critics, you know. But yeah, man, I just be wondering about the psyche of gamers. Like what is wrong with the psyche of some of these people? I would never understand a grown man crying about another grown man's or woman's where they spend their money at. Like, I don't get that. Like, if you want a game, who am I to cry about you spending your money on something you want? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's weird. But anyway, let's move on. Dang it, this is the main topic I wanted to get to with Keith, but what time is it, man?
It's yeah, it's like 10 something.
Yeah, we could touch on it, but I might table it for I'm gonna skip this one with the install sizes for the Switch, unless you want to talk about it. I kind of want to. We
can save it for Keith. We can save it for
okay. So we go to this last one. I saw that PUBG is coming to the Xbox One X.
Yep.
I think it's releasing. Is it already out?
I'm not sure, but I know they talked about that. I believe even at E3. They talked about PUBG.
So my question to you, and then we end on this: do you think this is the game that the Xbox One X needed?
Nope.
Looking at how popular it's been on PC and all that. Why not? Okay,
because it's going to stay popular on PC. I don't see people moving from the PC to play it on the Xbox. I can see Xbox people jumping in on the fun and playing this game, but I don't see it actually moving from people moving from the PC to play it on the Xbox. It's not one of those. When compared to Sony, it's a benefit that they have, but I don't see how this is going to make people get an Xbox X to just play this game, especially when you can just turn on your PC, because it's not like it's a graphic intensive game, so it's not like you need a beast of a graphics card in order to play it. So I mean, there's a lot of low level graphics card that can actually play this game, and I don't see that being the selling spot, the sweet spot for the Xbox X, saying this is the game we need to push our numbers. I don't see it.
Okay. The reason I asked. Okay, let me ask this then. Do you feel like there are people out there who have held off on buying the PC version in anticipation of the Xbox One X and PUBG?
Knowing this audience, it's hard for me to say yes to that. That there is a big there's always
a few.
It's always a few, but it is hard for me to say yes that there's a substantial amount of people who have made the decision to wait and to get it on. I think there's more people who have bought it, or actually, I don't think does it even cost on the PC?
I don't know. I don't know. Because
I actually thought it was. I have to look it up. That it was
free to play.
Yeah, PUBG that was free to play on the PC. So I know I think it's still in beta. I thought.
Yeah, I think it's
no. It does cost. It does cost.
Coming out of beta.
Yeah. I think it does cost. I think it costs. I'm trying to look at it right now. I think it costs. I thought it was something. That's how much it costs. Yeah, but I know it's not even out of beta yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I see right here.
So everybody ran the raven
about $29. Yeah, this is still beta. I think they're in. So I don't think they've actually.
Yeah, it's $30
for it.
So this ain't even this is not the complete game.
No, I don't believe that it's the complete game. Like I said, I haven't. You know what I'm saying, if I'm wrong, please in the comment section correct me, because I know about the game, but I've never played it myself. I've watched streams of it. Never actually played it myself, but I believe and I thought from what I've heard that it's still in actual beta.
Okay. Yeah, that when I heard that it was coming to the Xbox One X, I got to thinking about how popular the game is, how I'm hearing so much PUBG to the point that I actually went and looked it up just so I could find out what everybody's talking about. And I of course, I didn't get it. No different than I got the real attraction to Destiny. I didn't get the attraction to Destiny. So, but I heard it is coming to the Xbox One. It's supposed to be coming out of beta around that time, if I'm not mistaken. And it's coming to the Xbox One X. And I was just curious, would this be the title that they need, or would they need another? I'm kind of leaning what you said. I don't think anybody, especially of that group, was going to hold off and wait until that game came to Xbox One X. If they were going to if they had a PC, they were going to play it on the PC. If they didn't have a PC, then I could see them waiting for the Xbox One X to get it. But I don't think that many people were waiting on it. So
yeah, I believe it does cost $30, I believe.
Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah, $30. Anyway, man, so Microsoft still, in your eyes, still need another title or something to make the Xbox One attractive beyond just the specs of it.
The Xbox One X, right?
Yeah,
man. I mean, you can have all the specs in the world, but if the games that come on there look similar to what's on the Pro, what's the point? If you have all that extra,
a little better than PC.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to look better than PC. I mean, but you have the developers who are using the same technology that they're doing on the Pro and doing it for the X. They're not taking full advantage of the extra processing power in order to make it look that much better. And so what you're going to get is games that look very similar. And for $100 difference, it's going to be, what's the point? And who knows? PlayStation Pro may actually drop the price to combat the Xbox X, just to undercut it just that much more, because I believe the Pro's been out for a whole year now. So a $50 price cut would not be out of the realm of possibility.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I don't think this is going to do it. Strictly because it's more of a PC. Its popularity is in the PC space, and only thing it'd be doing for the Xbox One is allowing them to be a part of the community. But
agreed,
I don't see it being the driving force for selling the Xbox One X, and that's my fear with the Xbox One X. There's just not enough reason to buy it beyond it's more powerful than everything else as far as consoles. And I saw that they projected it to move 4 million units. I just find that hard to believe, but hey, it may be, I don't know. So they project. I don't see that. I really don't. I mean, unless they got to me, Xbox should have been doing what Sony did with this press conference. Like, that should have been Xbox conference. That should be how the Xbox One is being set up. Might not be coming this year, but you can expect all this next year with the Xbox One X. I think that would have drove sales. But
agreed.
I think you're going to start seeing, of course, the PlayStation 4s are already moving healthy anyway. Will you see pros start taking off a lot more now? Possibly. Because I'm pretty sure there are more people. Yeah. There's more people with 4K TVs now, and possibly it's cheaper, and you have a reason. You see games that give you a reason to want to go get that. So I don't know, man. I don't know what Microsoft needs to do, but I don't know if PUBG is it, even though it's very popular. I think they need an exclusive Microsoft first-party title for this platform, man. They need eight like a Halo or something for this title, man. And they got to come early 2018 with trailers of it. They got to, or I don't think the Xbox One X is going to do great.
Agreed.
Okay, well, that's all we had for this evening, fellas. Hopefully y'all enjoyed yourself. We didn't get to go through all our topics. And my boy Keith Norris had to step out for personal reasons. So I feel like this is a good place to bring it to a close. Is there anything else you got to say, K-Bone?
No, man. Good podcast. I enjoyed it. I especially enjoyed talking about the Switch and our gaming fun. We got to get back on that, man. We got to get back on that.
Yeah, whenever y'all want to, man. I mean,
that was fun, man.
I'm about to head up there now, so we can make that happen.
For sure. For sure.
So,
D2K, D2K, man, what's up, bro? He's in the comments.
Oh, look at him. He come at the end of the show. What's up, man?
What's up, D2K?
I just wanted to do a quick turbo boost through the show.
Home skillet.
Yeah, we about to close out, man. So, but anyway, man, this has been the Live and Level Gamers Podcast, episode 124. You got anything? Did you hear any of the topics, D2K?
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't see it until after you were on the air, so I didn't see anything about. You didn't put up that you were going to do the show until much later. I was looking around 8 o'clock and I still didn't see nothing. I'm like, okay, well, I guess not doing it tonight.
Yeah, I put it up. I actually put it up around 8, right a little bit past 8, because I stepped out of the house and I should have did it earlier, so that's my fault. So I did it like a little bit before we jumped on. I actually put it together. So
okay.
So yeah. Okay. Well, let everybody sign out. Go ahead and sign out, K-Bone.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy K-Bomb20. Just enjoying another podcast, man. Wish we could have got D2K and the whole thing, man. And I always enjoy hearing your insight, man. But and all in all, it was fun. Enjoyed ourselves, man. And have fun, y'all. Game. Stop all the crying and complaining. Enjoy your video games.
Mm-hmm.
Same here. Enjoyed all the gaming talk. Stop getting so butthurt over reviews and user scores and kitty games getting good scores. And just enjoy your games, man. It's too much living and too much fun to allow such petty, non-important things cause you so much headache. With that being said, DJK, did you want to sign out?
You know the answer to that question.
All right. So this has been the Live and Level Gamers Podcast. Till next time, fellas, deuces.